I am Anthony Lampkin. This is my senior year here at Morgan State University. Well, growing up as the only male in my household was kind of rough. You know, my parents were married. They were married for 16 years before they decided to get separated. But one of the greatest challenges that it was, being the only male, was that I had to be the example not only for my younger siblings, but they were all women. And so growing up in the household for the women, my dad was out making the money to sustain a living for me and my family. I was spending a lot of time with the women in my family, learning how to deal with women issues. I learned how to understand women and their emotional state of mind, so that I don't operate, emotionally. I operate logically. And so that was one of my biggest obstacles, just kind of learn women through my sisters and my mother. Try to help them look rationally through situations and not think with their heart but think with their mind. And when doing that, they kind of understood how to think through situations in a level-headed way and not be so emotional, because they saw my mom emotional a lot of the times, and that was what fueled not only their emotions but mine. And I try to be the leader and say, well, you don't have to look at everything so one-sided. Look at it this way, because it might not always be from this point of view. Well, being the only son, all the time my father wanted me to do things that I didn't want to do. One of the first things was he wanted me to be involved in sports, and I'm not the sports head. My dad played football in high school. He was wrestling in high school and those type of things. But growing up, one of the things that my parents always instilled within me is to speak my voice, and I appreciate them for doing that. It changed the relationship that I have with my father greatly, because he saw my determination with the things that I wanted to do, but it wasn't what he wanted me to do. So he had to respect me, because as a man, I started to carve my own way. But it affected our relationship, because a lot of the things that he wanted to talk about with his only son, he couldn't talk about. There was one time that my father really showed that he was appreciative and he respected and he was proud of my craft and the things I wanted to do. And it was when I actually appeared on 106 in Park for their Wild Out Wednesday competition. Well, in the midst of the 106 in Park episode, after we traveled to New York and we came back, we actually didn't have a conversation after that. His desire for me to do the things that he wanted his only son to do started around the age of 8. We actually moved into a neighborhood in Maryland called District Heights, and they had their own basketball and their own football team. It wasn't fun for me, but seeing how it pleased my father, it made it fun for me, if that makes sense. Like, because I was making my father happy, it made it a fun time for me, because I got to spend time with my father. I will always say that I respect my father. He actually took the liberty to, rent a truck, and him and I, we went out there together, found a hotel. We actually spent time together. We played pool. We, really talked, and, we had that initial moment when we went to New Jersey. I don't think he supported it because in his eyes maybe modeling was feminine, or maybe it was for women, or maybe it was for whatever that wasn't manly. So I don't think that he was in support of that because of his thought process. My relationship with my father right now has grown in ways that I could never have seen it